Today's video is based on a popular combination for Hyderabadis, Khichdi Kheema Khatta, served with achar and papad and ghee. This is my Hyderabadi husband's favorite combination. So first I'll start making khichdi. For this I have 2.5 cups of basmati rice. I washed this basmati rice well till the water ran clear, and I've soaked it in water for half an hour. Here I've got half cup of Masoor Dal. I've washed this also till the water ran clear, and I've soaked this as well for half an hour. Here I've got 100 grams of sliced onions. This is approximately one medium sized onion. I've got 2 tablespoons of cilantro leaves, some curry leaves. I've got a teaspoon of turmeric powder, a teaspoon of cumin seeds, salt as per taste. Here I've got 4 green cardamoms and 4 cloves plus 1 bay leaf, also known as tbsp. Here I've got 3 large green chillies. Let's start making the khichdi. For that I'm using a deep cooking pot. So I've turned my stove on. I'm going to add ghee to the cooking pot. When the ghee melts, at this point of time I'll add in my bay leaf, my green cardamoms, cloves, plus I'll add in my cumin seeds. My flame currently is on medium. I'll just saute this for less than 20 seconds, and I'll add in my sliced onions, give it a good stir, and I'll saute these onions till they turn transparent. So now I'll turn my stove down to low to medium. I'll also add in my green chillies, and I'll continue cooking till the onions turn transparent. Occasionally saute the onions while it's cooking. This recipe has been taught to me by my Hyderabadi mom. My dad's not Hyderabadi, but my mom is. So I learned this recipe from my mom. Now at this point of time, the onions look translucent or transparent. I will be adding my ginger and garlic paste. Give it a quick stir. I'll let this ginger and garlic paste cook for at least a minute before adding the other ingredients. Along with this garlic paste, I have ground 1 green chilli with it, and that's why my garlic paste looks green. It's because of the green chilli in it. My flame is still low to medium. Now I'll add in my turmeric powder. Give it a good stir. Add Masoor Dal, which I have soaked for around half an hour. This is also known as red split lentils. You can use even moong dal, you can use tur dal, but remember just to soak the dals for half an hour. Now if you're using chana dal for a khichdi, that would be a bit challenging because chana dal is also known as chickpea dal. That takes a bit longer to cook. So I avoid using chana dal for my khichdi recipes. So I'm going to saute this dal for at least a minute with the onions and the other ingredients. It's been a minute since I've sauteed the dal, the lentils with the onions. Now I'll add in my rice. So I've drained the water out from my rice, and I'll just add it to the pot. Saute the rice along with the dal for at least 2 to 3 minutes on low flame. It's been 2 minutes since I've let this rice cook in this dish with the dal. Now I'll add in my water. So for each cup of rice I'm using 2 cups of water. Generally the instructions of how to cook rice comes on the packaging of the rice. So for every cup of rice I use 2 cups of water. Now I'll add in salt as per taste. So when you're adding in salt, please taste the water of this rice to see if this salt is good enough. So I'll also taste the water and I'll just see if this salt is good enough for my recipe. I think the salt looks perfect, and I'll just add in a few curry leaves. After adding in the curry leaves, just add in some cilantro. Give it a good stir. I will wait for the water to come to a boil. My gas mark is 5. That's a medium flame, and once the water comes to a boil, I'll decrease my gas mark to 2 or to low. I'll cover and I'll let this cook for a further probably 20 minutes or till it's done, and I will not remove the lid. Once it's cooked also, I'll turn the stove off. I'll keep the rice with the lid on in the pot for another 20 minutes, and then I will serve the khichdi. You can see the water has begun to boil mildly. At this stage, I will cover this rice and I will let it cook. Let's see how the khichdi looks after 20 minutes of it resting. You can see it's cooked so well. Each grain of rice is cooked amazingly well. For the keema recipe, we need the following ingredients. 900 grams of minced meat. What I've done here is I asked the butcher to just mince the meat once. Here I've got about 80 grams of spinach leaves. I've removed the stalk. So originally the bunch weighed around 125 grams. So after I removed the stalks, it weighs around 80 grams. I've washed it well. Here I've got about 350 grams of sliced onions. This is around 3 medium-sized onions. I've got 5 large green chilies. Since green chilies is the only spice I'm using for this recipe, you can increase or decrease the green chili as per your spice taste or desired spice level. Here I've got half cup of cilantro leaves, half cup of yogurt, 1 teaspoon of cumin powder, 1 teaspoon of coriander powder, 1 teaspoon turmeric powder, salt as per taste. Here I've got 2 tablespoons of garlic paste. I've added half a green chili and added it to my garlic while making the paste. Here I've got 1 tablespoon of ginger paste, 1 teaspoon cumin seeds, 2 anise seeds, plus I've got 4 green cardamoms, 4 cloves, 2 black cardamoms, 3 bay leaves, 1 3-inch cinnamon stick, and 1 tablespoon of dried fenugreek leaves, also known as kasuri methi. I also have here a tablespoon of dill leaves, also known as soya. So let's start making palak keema. To a warm wok, I'll add ghee. Here I'm using around 2 tablespoons of ghee. Once the ghee is melted, I'll add in star anise, cinnamon stick, green cardamoms, cloves, bay leaves, black cardamom, as well as my cumin seeds. Now I'll saute this for around 30 seconds, and what I'll do is I will add my mincemeat keema to it, and I will partly cook this keema till the original water of the keema, the mincemeat, dries off. I'll add in my minced meat and give it a quick stir. My flame currently is on medium, and if you have gas marks, my gas mark is currently at 5. So I'll just saute this little well, and I'll let this cook till the water from this I'll let this cook till the water from this mince meat releases. Water from this mince meat keema has dried out. I will remove this and place it in a separate bowl. I will use this later on in my cooking. Once I remove this, I will start frying the onions. I have removed this mince meat and placed it in a separate bowl. Now I will start frying my onions. I just cleaned this pan, the same wok in which I partly cooked the mince meat. Now I'll just add some ghee. This is around 3 tablespoons. I'll wait for the ghee to melt. Once the ghee has melted, I'll add in my onions. I will fry these onions till they are transparent or translucent. I'll also add in some salt. This will help the onions to cook quicker, and it will help the onions to release its moisture quicker. The onions look done. They've turned translucent, and now I will add in my prepared blended spinach. So I'll cook this spinach till the ghee begins to float around and the spinach is cooked. It's been around 6 minutes since the spinach has been cooking. The ghee is floating around the surface of the spinach. At this point of time, I will add in my cumin powder, coriander powder, turmeric powder. I'll add in all my spices, give it a quick stir. I'll also add in my ginger and garlic paste and let it saute for anywhere between 30 seconds to a minute. Now I'll add in my blended cilantro and green chillies. Give it a quick stir. I will cook this cilantro and green chilli mix along with the spinach till I see ghee floating around the surface. It's been 3 minutes since the coriander green chilli mix has been cooking with the spinach. I can see the ghee around here, the surface. Now at this point of time, I'll add in my partly cooked mincemeat and give it a good stir. At this point of time, if you want, you can add in more salt, or if you want, you can taste the salt once this whole dish is cooked. I've mixed everything well. Now I'll add in my yogurt. This yogurt is at room temperature, so quickly add in the yogurt and immediately start stirring, because you don't want the yogurt splitting due to the heat in this dish. So continuously stir till the yogurt mixes well with the mince meat or the keema. I let this yogurt cook along with the mince meat till I see a little ghee leaving it from the surface. Let's check our mince meat or keema, how it's been cooking. You can see the water has dried off well, and I've decided not to keep too much water in this dish. At this point of time, I will add in my dill leaves. It's just a tablespoon of dill leaves. We'll give it a quick stir and let this cook for another 5 minutes before adding the kasuri methi. I'll cover and cook. I will be sauteing this dried fenugreek leaves or kasuri methi in butter before adding it to my minced meat. So here I have warmed a pan and I have added 1 tablespoon of butter. I'll let it melt. Keep your flame a bit low because butter burns quick. And now I'll add in my kasuri methi. I'll just mix it well with the butter and saute it for less than a minute. It's been 5 minutes since I last cooked the mincemeat. Now I'll add in my kasuri methi, which we just sauteed it in butter. Give it a quick stir and let this cook for a further 5 minutes on low to medium flame. This mincemeat is ready to serve. For khatta, I will be using tamarind, also known as imli, for this recipe, and I've got 3 whole red chillies. I've got 100 grams of onions, which is around 1 medium-sized onion. I've got a few cilantro leaves here. I won't be using this entire bowl. I'll just use it as I require for my recipe. Here I've got half a teaspoon of red chilli powder. You can increase the red chilli powder if you like it a bit more spicy. I've got salt as per taste, half teaspoon turmeric powder, 1 teaspoon cumin seeds, as well as a few curry leaves. Here I'll probably use 6 to 7 curry leaves. I'll see as the recipe goes along. I'll also be using some water and oil for this recipe. So let's start cooking. To make the khatta for this recipe, I'll add in my tamarind plus room temperature water. I haven't turned the stove on. This I've used about 1.5 cups of room temperature water, and now I'll turn my stove on and I will boil this tamarind for a few minutes till it changes color, and I'll let it soak in this water for at least 10 to 15 minutes. Water has begun to boil in this tamarind or imli water. At this point of time, I'll turn my stove off and I'll let this imli soak in this water for at least 10 to 15 minutes before I start tempering it. I have just removed the tamarind pieces from the water and I've strained the water from the tamarind pieces and placed it in this measuring cup of mine. To this I will add my onions. After adding the onions to the tamarind water, I'll keep this aside and I will add oil to this pot. It's already on low temperature. I'll just add about 2 tablespoons of oil. To the oil, I'll add in my cumin seeds, and let it cook in this oil for less than a minute. To the cumin seeds, I will add my red chilli, whole red chilli, and a few of the curry leaves. Now I'm lowering the flame. I will be adding salt as per taste. As well as my turmeric and red chilli powder. And I'll turn my stove off when I'm adding the turmeric and red chilli powder because it can burn quick, the red chilli in it. I'll just add in my cilantro leaves. If you have coriander leaves, that would work perfect for this. And now I'll add in my prepared tamarind water with the onions. Imli ka khatta ready to serve. Khichdi Kheema and Khatta is ready to serve with papad, ghee and achar. Please like, share and subscribe to my channel. Please click on the bell icon for notification of my latest videos, and thank you for watching. Enjoy!